Time to check in with the Strimmies. Slingin' Dirt, presented by Hercules Tire. Dirt, late model, dirt modified, and big block modified talk. Now on MRN.com. Here now are David and Ashley.
It is that time of the week again, folks. That's right. We're going to talk about late models, modifieds, and everything in between. I'm sure that'll come from my husband, David Stremme. I am Ashley Stremme. Joining us today on the show, we have Daryl Lanigan. He's your Blue-Gray 100 winner this weekend.
Huh? You did get him in.
Yeah, he's on our show
Folks,
today.
I don't even know who's on the show, so I'm kind of curious. Who else we got?
Our second guest is Corey Gordon. He is the world short track champion of the Crate Late Model Series. And last but certainly not least, we'll talk to Max McLaughlin. I'm not sure if they've actually crowned him Rookie of the Year yet for the Super Dirt Car Series, but chances are it's a shoo-in.
Mad Max.
Yeah.
Yep. Crazy
absolutely.
8. Corey is going to be cool to talk to because I seen him at the Fast Track World Finals. There at Virginia. It's him and his girlfriend. That's it. Little old pickup truck and a trailer, and it was cool. So he was strong all weekend, and I think my grade for the OneDirt.com World Short Track Championship would be a B+.
Okay.
A- to a B+.
A- might be a little bit of a stretch for me, but I'd go with the B+.
I liked I think when I look at it and they bring in all these racers, short track racers, now you got to imagine it was 3 months ago they announced this. I think it was. Yep. They had different sanctioning bodies, so much stuff that's going on, so many unknowns, and nobody got hurt. There was great racing. Not even a lot of cars got tore up. And I'm going to tell you,
the track. I don't know what you were watching, but I watched a lot roll on the back of wreckers.
The track was phenomenal. And
I think some would beg to differ.
Well, yeah,
it's phenomenal for David Stremme because that's what he enjoys is dry, hard, slick.
I wouldn't say phenomenal. I think it was hard and slick. I didn't like it was a pretty rubbered up bottom, 1.5 lane, I'd call it. But we didn't need heavy, hammer down. For one, I look at, okay, a lot of these guys run their cars all year. They got all season on motors. One is a safety. It's a big and fast place. So, again, I thought it was great. They stuck to their time limit, 11 o'clock shutdown. I think they'll have some things they've adjusted. But overall, I look at everything, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the track. Gricci and all of them there at the Charlotte Dirt Track did a great job. They said, hey, we got a bunch of old pallets and wood. Let's throw it down there in the corner. They had a DJ set up and had a little fire truck. The Charlotte Motor Speedway fire truck was there. It was a beautiful truck. And it was great. You know, Tom Deary was down there. So
a
many
lot of
people
the guys from World Racing Group were there.
Yep. I mean, and it was a good show all around. I mean, I had a lot of fun. We run second. I was pretty happy with that after we fell back and my owner here about fired me, and then I had to get up on the wheel. But
you did.
Anyways, it was just neat to see. Even a lot of people. There was guys from PA. I seen a front wheel drive car from PA had that PA posse on it. But it was. I think next year will be cool, and I hope a lot of you folks seen it on social media, watched it on the internet, and I hope they come because I mean they said they signed a 4-year deal, so they gave away crate motors. Helmets,
all kinds of stuff.
It was really cool. So, and I'm looking forward to this weekend. Already we have sprint car late model big block guys in town.
They're already here. That's right.
They were rolling in Sunday night, and they're here whether they're at shop. Some people stayed, like Brian Ruhlman, run his modified. Went down to the Blue-Gray, run his mod there.
Oh, is he going to run his late model this weekend?
Brought his late model. He's here. Bronson stuck around. I mean, there's a lot of guys that are going to be here 2 weeks. So everybody's touring the shops. We've seen people all around. So, again, it's a really cool event. It's turning into a great facility. You'll see a lot of vendors. And anyways, I'm looking forward to this weekend.
It'll be exciting. It always is. It's just everyone gets together again, like I said before. It's like Christmas because everyone's just here in one local area and we're in our hometown. We get to sleep in our own bed, and it's just nice to be able to do that every
everybody's
once in a
like,
while.
Everybody goes, man, we had to drive through them mountains to get here. I'm like, welcome to my world all summer.
Every single week.
But the only thing that would be better is if I went and took somebody's late model and got to race it. So that'd be it.
No.
But we're going to have fun. Anyways, the Blue Ray. How about Daryl Lanigan, O'Neill? They were running good.
I was just going to say, the Boyer clan, yes.
I think, and I'll tell you what was interesting is Madden led early, and then they got by him on a restart and done some stuff. And, I mean, Cherokee, when I think of Cherokee, I think of Chris Madden. But it was interesting, some of the guys. I thought more would be there to kind of shake their cars down, but was talking to a couple guys. You've seen Bloomer. He had over there at Magnolia, he pretty much had it wrapped up, and something broke on the white flag lap and ended up getting beat. You've seen Clanton at Sonoa. I mean, there's guys, they were all around their tracks and getting ready. So it's not like they just said, hey, we're going to, put our car up on stands here and sit the weekend out. But it's interesting. Cherokee had a great turnout down there. I mean, how was the deal in the big blocks? I didn't hear
It was
nothing.
good. So Stuart Friesen actually won the Eastern States race this weekend. He had a last lap pass on Brett Hearn, who has the most amount of wins for the Eastern State. I don't even remember what the number is now. So Stuart Friesen picked up another $35,000 this past week.
$35,000.
That's what I said.
Maybe I need to go run in big block cars, man. That's pretty crazy. That's a good payday.
Indeed. So especially after Oswego for Super Dirt Week,
So how could you not have? Well,
baby needs a new pair of shoes.
I wouldn't say bet against Friesen at World Finals, but he'll be tough. You can't count out Shepard and Hearn and
absolutely
all those guys. But it's going to be interesting. So that was pretty cool then that he pulled that off. What was the car count there?
I honestly don't know off the top of my head.
It was crazy. Mount Pilliard, Indiana had a mod race there. Still had like 60 cars.
62 cars, that's right.
It was phenomenal. I mean, it's like almost
Racing
ready to snow.
season is starting to dwindle down, unfortunately, and everybody wants to get their last chance at a race in there before they have to sit all winter.
And they ain't sitting all winter. We have the St. Louis indoor race, and I seen Cody. He was talking Kenny Wallace. Kenny's like really, really excited about this.
Because it's in his home area. Absolutely.
But you have one Kenny who Kenny Wallace said, "Man, I'm pumped. We're gonna race." The other Kenny Schrader. He says, "Guess what? I'm probably gonna take a little time off, watch it in my garage, and I think Ann
what do you say? 45 minutes. He is from there.
But I think Ann put the kibosh and said, "You race all summer."
That's because, and I love Ann. Ann and I talked this weekend, and she is also the car owner. Just so you're aware.
I know. I know. Y'all tend to remind us.
Yeah, she's in it for the right reason. She knows that she's not going to get rich off of racing, but she also knows when you're going to lose money on things. So she's a smart woman as well.
Anyways, they were talking about the format, how you're going to fuel, doing all stuff. Listen, folks, they had 300. What was the car count this weekend? World
It was
short
over
track.
300. I think it was like 336
okay,
or
just
something
say
like
over
that.
300 cars. And they're going to make 300 cars in St. Louis Arena. It's going to be interesting. Yeah, I think that's what everybody is saying. So.
And they're parking all the cars inside, from what I've heard, and all the trailers will be outside. So you've not only got to drag all your stuff in and back out, but
I mean, hats off to them.
It'll be interesting.
I know I'll be watching from home, so be interesting to see.
Awesome. Well, we have to go to break. We'll talk to Daryl Lanigan here on Slingin' Dirt, presented by Hercules Tires on MRN.com.
Slingin' Dirt returns in 1 minute on MRN.com.
Dale Jr. here. I wear Wrangler Advanced Comfort jeans for any occasion. With new styles and great fits, you'll look good and feel comfortable no matter where you are.
Wrangler Advanced Comfort jeans are designed to keep up with you no matter where you go or what you're doing. They're made with 20% stronger denim and 4-way flex technology that moves with you, so you can go anywhere, look great, and be comfortable all day long.
Wrangler Advanced Comfort jeans, the most comfortable jeans you will ever wear. Try on a pair today.
Wrangler, be comfortable.
O'Reilly. A dead battery can leave you stranded, so get yours tested for free during Superstart Battery Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Need a replacement? Purchase a Superstart Extreme or Superstart Platinum battery and get up to $25 in O'Reilly gift cards after a mail-in rebate. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limits apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
This is Wing Nation's Steve Post. Join Aaron Evernham and me live from Tom Johnson Camping World at the Dirt Track at Charlotte during the World Finals. Friday, October 28th from 1 to 2 in the afternoon. We'll talk with all your favorite sprint car drivers and have the latest from the World of Outlaws season finale. Join us live at Tom Johnson Camping World or listen live on MRN.com or the MRN app.
This is Slingin' Dirt on MRN.com. Now back to Ashley and David Stremme.
Welcome back to Slingin' Dirt. Joining us now, he is your Blue Gray 100 winner. It is Daryl Lanigan. Welcome back to the show, Daryl.
Thank you, and thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So you picked up the win. Your teammate ended up right behind you. Talk about the battle that you had with Don O'Neill there.
Oh, like I said, it's definitely nice when we can have both cars up front and going for the win. Like I said, we both had really good cars the other night. We got him caught up in traffic there a little bit and got by him. And then I think our car might have been a little bit better there at the end as far as time-wise and stuff, but he definitely had a good piece too. So, like I said, it's definitely good to have both of them up front for Clint Boyer Racing.
It's got to give you a pretty big boost. I mean, I'd said before you come on here to beat Madden basically in his backyard, coming into the World Finals. Was there stuff you were testing, or you just kind of went and said, hey, we're going to run our normal stuff to coming into the World Finals?
Right. Honestly, these are some new design cars we got out. I've been running one for 2 or 3 weeks now, and really showing some really good signs of improvement. And actually, we built Donnie a new one there, and that was actually a brand new car that he had, one identical to what we had, and doing a lot of changing right now. Like I said, the sport has changed so much here in the last year or two, and then you just got to, like I said, everything's changing. You just got to get going on it, and all these spring spashing numbers and stuff is just crazy right now. So we actually picked up on some stuff. Like I said, we got that new equipment at the shop that's really helping out, and then it's really starting to hit on a few things.
Don't it seem like you go, when you have all these tools you can use, and you go, I don't have enough time here?
You just have to make the time anymore. I'm telling you, it's just like the backyard racing has just passed you by now. You just can't measure spring height and stick them on there and raise it. It just don't happen that way no more. It's crazy. People don't even scale cars no more. Mm-hmm. You use spring smashers. I mean, it's crazy anymore.
Yeah.
Spring smashers, that makes me giggle. You talk about racing and building cars. With Club 29 and the tour that you're on and the schedule that you have, how hard is it for you to really get back in the shop and be hands-on?
Oh, it's definitely nice to get back in the shop where we can put some cars out this winter. Through the summertime, you really don't have a whole lot of time to be putting out a lot of cars. I mean, I've got 2 full-time guys, but still without me being there, and it makes it hard to get that going. Like I said, definitely to run good at the end of the year here definitely helps car sales, so definitely looking forward to that, and looking forward for us, too. I mean, we definitely got something to look forward to over the off season. I mean, when you know you're hitting on something now and you got something to go out there and be competitive and win races.
Yeah, and we've seen it at Brownstown. I mean, you run well there. You've seen Francis had, I think, didn't Francis have a newer car there too at Brownstown?
It's actually a newer one, but it's not the new design that we just came out with. Really, I think me and Donnie's the only one that's got the 2 cars right now.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just trying to get some laps and time on before we start putting these things out. Honestly, we got a few of them sold right now, so we got to get them done. But like I said, this new car definitely is going to be. I mean, I tell everybody. I mean, it drives so good, and I mean, we was looking for a couple things for traction, and actually stepped on some stuff this weekend, and man, it showed. I mean, I was looking at transponder times. Our last lap was a 16.2, and Donnie was 16.9, and everybody else was like 17 seconds. Like, holy cow!
Yeah,
like it's definitely a good piece.
As a car builder, one of the things that we run into a lot of times is different guys have different driving styles. How does that balance between you and Don? Do you guys pretty much have the same driving style, or do you like different things?
Everybody's probably got a little bit of different driving style, but the way I look at it, if your car's good, any driving style you can work around as long as your car is working well. Like you can put some guy likes to sling it in, some guy likes to drive it in, but if you got a good piece, good car with good traction, good side bite, you can put any of the drivers in there and make them work well with it.
So with we're wrapping up the first full season with Clint Boyer Racing in your driving career. I have to say a lot of people were like, heck, we'll see if he lasts all year. I mean, I think you guys have, like you said, you really hit on a lot of stuff here at the end. How would you rate your season? Was it, I shouldn't even say that, not even rate your season, but how was it driving for Clint and just throughout the year having Georgia Boot as a sponsor? Was it everything you thought it would be?
Driving for Clint and them, they're, like I said, they're a top-notch outfit there. Casey, they do a great job. They give you anything you want. And, I mean, I'm honestly going to rate our season. It's a C. I mean, it's definitely not what I wanted. It's not what Club 29 wanted. We struggled on stuff, and the last part of the season here, we've hit on some stuff. And I grade the last month of racing, after we got this new car out, what we should have brought out in Florida, I give it a A- the last month. But the beginning of the season, I give it a C. So, but like I said, Clint Boyer Racing, they're a top-notch team. They give you anything you need. I just wish we could have ran better for them this year, and just got like I said, we got something to look for now next year, I think.
Now, maybe you can help some fans out. So when you went to Clint, now he changed, obviously, chassis manufacturers. You come in as a driver. How about the employees? Was there some different crew guys coming in? Did they have to also, through the season, kind of work everything out? That's what, for the fans at home, it's not like Clint Boyer Racing was the same thing.
Right. Luckily, the crew that I had, Anthony Burrows was the crew chief, and he actually used to race, and he actually raced the Club 29 cars. So that kind of, when we brought our cars there, that kind of fit in pretty good. And then the other team, actually, they brought in a guy they call him Big Dog, but he actually worked with Kent Robson, that actually had our car. So there was a lot of similarities coming in there with the car, so it wasn't something new that we had to bring the whole thing in there.
Yeah.
Well, you talk about Clint, he's got a dirt racing background, but he's also really busy with the schedule on the NASCAR side of things. How involved is he in your racing program?
Honestly, he's more involved than you think he is. I mean, he comes there beginning of the week when, which I'm not there a lot, but he comes there Mondays and Tuesdays when he's home in town. He'll go over stuff with the guys, take them out to lunch and stuff like that. And like I said, we got some new equipment. He likes to come there and play with the new equipment and stuff, pull down rigs and stuff like that. So he's actually really more involved than people really think he is. And he's got his heart into it. Like the guy he doesn't have to do the dirt racing. He does it because he loves it and he enjoys it.
I would, I got a question. Has he got in the dirt late model this year, when you're testing?
No, he hasn't. It kind of surprised me. I figured he would, but he hasn't. He's only been to maybe one or two of the tests that we went to, I think up there at Friendship. But other than that, he hasn't really been to none of the tests. But I figured he would just to play around a little bit. But on the other hand, I don't think he can just take the chances right now and getting hurt or something like that either.
Yeah. I was just curious because, I mean, I look at it'd be like myself going back to asphalt super late models, like template late models. Things have changed so much, I can't really compare what's going on now to 4 years ago, 5 years ago.
Exactly.
And I feel, Clint can help give directions and do stuff. Obviously, the level that he's at, but also in the seat, he's got to have a lot of belief in you and Don, to be able to say, hey, this is the direction we need to be going.
Right. He listens well. I mean, like I said, if we tell him something or Donnie tells him something, he listens well. And if we say, hey, we need this or that, he's like, hey, we got to get it. I mean, like I said, he's one of the better car owners you got. And like I said, he's good for the sport. He's good to have the good sponsor, the Georgia Boot and Peak. I mean, it looks great when you pull into the races. So, like I said, it's good to have people like him in this sport.
Yeah. How was it? Because you were a World Outlaw guy. Then you come over with the Lucas Oil Tour, and you went to some tracks you maybe not had been to in quite a while. How was that going through this season?
That is a little difficult. I mean, like you said, the Outlaw, we've been to about most of them tracks every time, a few times, and then doing the Lucas deal, to go to the new track, get the track, the track conditions and stuff like that. It's definitely a little difficult there, but we plan on doing it again next year, so that definitely will help us out. I see that Lucas is actually going some of the tracks that I've been to next year, the new tracks like Deer Creek and stuff like that. That should be more of an advantage for us than the other guys.
Yeah. Well, that'll be cool.
Actually, there's a track that's being added to the Lucas schedule.
I knew this was coming.
Sorry, it's my home track. I can't help it. Port Royal Speedway, I grew up 3 miles from there. It has been added to the Lucas schedule for next year. Talk about what it's like going into a new track that you've never been at. Is it where you're trying to buddy up with the locals to try to get some information?
You do a little bit. You go over and say, hey, what kind of tires and stuff works well here, and then you get your gear stuff like that from the local drivers, and hey, where's the line usually move around and stuff like that. They can help you there, and then biggest thing when you go out there, when you're a racer, you know where to be on the racetrack.
Yeah.
You better do. You know what I'm saying? You better know where to be.
Yeah, I was laughing at that because I'm like, when you go, to me, the locals are looking at you. You travel all over, and it's not like Daryl has a home track.
Hold on, David. Who's the first one to go up to a local and ask them what gear they run?
Oh,
I believe you do.
I play head games with them.
Don't even.
That's what I do.
You're so full of
My
it.
dad always told me it's hard to beat somebody in their backyard, but
Indeed.
anyways, hey,
nowadays it is, because I always tell you, like, you used to be able to 5-10 years ago, you go in there and hell, you go into any local track and you can whack their butt. You go into a local track now, you go to Florence Speedway, you've got 5 or 10 cars that got the exact same equipment that you do, like you can buy off the shelf now. So it's hard to go to a local track now and go in there and think you're going to beat all them guys. It just doesn't work that way.
Hey, I'm going to ask you something. You don't have to answer or not. I felt it was pretty big. It come out last week where the lawsuit was, thrown out. With the 5 guys. I think even at one time here on the show, it was really around that time when all this had happened. But I feel it's great. It really needed to be gone, disappear from our sport. As far as that controversy between the drivers and the sanction body, I think moving forward, there's probably a clearer set standard. But I'm happy it's out. It was bad eye for the sport.
I'm happy as hell they dropped. That was, like you said, it was bad for the sport. It didn't need to happen. It makes it hard for the whole sport in general. It makes it, the track owners don't want to do anything when they got this big lawsuit. So when these guys coming in there, well, if they're cheating, they don't want to do nothing about it because they're going, hey, we don't want this lawsuit on our hands. So, you know what I'm saying? It's good for the sport that it was dropped. We don't need it. And, like, whether they was cheating or not, it didn't need to be there.
I think it's also good. Hey, it's fine. Maybe them guys had a different opinion, but it brings the awareness out there. Hey, whether tracks weren't checking in or not, we need to all start stepping up. And like you said, the cars are changing with technology. The tracks need to change too, whether it's safety, whether it's the technical side of things. I think that everybody's working at this together, and we all need to look at these I should say problems that are coming and arising and deal with them as a group.
Right. Oh, I agree 100%. I do. I agree 100%. This tire deal, like I said, it's getting out of hand a little bit, but it's good that they do check it. And as long as promoters keep doing it, I think we'll be fine.
Yeah. I've always said, why come up with more rules? Why don't we just enforce what we have?
Exactly. I agree 100%.
It's always something. But Daryl, we'll see you out there at the World Finals. I know. I look forward to watching you guys race, and especially you coming off your big win. So you'll probably be one of the fan favorites going into it.
Right. Like I said, we got a high expectation. Like we usually run good there, anyways, but with our cars like we got them now, I think we got a pretty good shot to go in there and sweep the weekend. That's what you hope for anyway. No, that's what we're shooting for. So,
and you've got the confidence. I love it.
If you don't have the confidence, you done lost the battle going in the gate.
That's right.
So.
Absolutely.
Well,
awesome.
cool.
Well, Daryl, we appreciate you being on the show, and we'll see you this weekend. Best of luck.
Appreciate it, and thank you, and I hope I'm on next week. That means we did something good.
I love it. Thanks, Daryl. We'll talk to you later.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
You know what? If I was Clint Boyer, what I'd be doing?
What would you be doing?
What's Don's boy's name? I forget it off the top of my head.
Now you just totally made me
Hudson?
forget.
Yeah, Hudson.
Is it?
Is what
Yeah.
I'd be bringing Hudson down because Don really steps up when Hudson was like at Eldora. I'd be like, hey, because he kind of, he pushed his dad. They got bragging rights. So,
absolutely.
anyways,
Well,
Don
someone
will
else-
Don will do good without even Hudson here if he's
Indeed.
not. But
Well, someone else who has bragging rights. We will talk to Corey Gordon up next here on Slingin' Dirt, presented by Hercules Tires on MRN.com.
Slingin' Dirt returns in 1 minute on MRN.com.
Whatever you drive, wherever you go, Hercules Tires will get you there, whether you're running on dirt or running a job. Our dependable, high-quality tires are the perfect fit for your needs. For unmatched value, selection, and warranty with industry-leading road hazard protection, there's only one choice: Hercules Tires. To learn more, visit HerculesTire.com or call 800-677-9535. Hercules Tires, right on our strength.
O'Reilly.
If your wiper blades are worn and streaking, stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts and save $8 instantly on a pair of Rain-X Latitude wiper blades. Improve visibility and save money with Rain-X Latitude wiper blades. Plus, take advantage of our free wiper blade installation. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limit supply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Live sports are the one true reality entertainment, where a single dramatic moment can become timeless. In NASCAR, Motor Racing Network's live broadcasts elevate your senses to the sights, sounds, and struggles taking place on the racetrack.
One final lap in the Daytona 500. Joey Logano has the point. Junior crosses over.
The power of radio to the imagination of the listener. Tune in to the Motor Racing Network. Visit MRN.com for an affiliate list in your local area.
This is Slingin' Dirt on MRN.com. Now back to Ashley and David Stremme.
Welcome back to Slingin' Dirt. We're the Stremmies. Joining us now, he is the inaugural, nice, that's easy for me to say, inaugural World Short Track Champion, winner of the Crate Late Models. It is Corey Gordon. Welcome to the show, Corey.
Appreciate y'all having me on the show. This is pretty cool, that's for sure.
I love it. So how about this weekend? How cool was that for you?
Oh, man, it was pretty cool. I mean, definitely after the race, I was pretty speechless. I mean, that race is just so huge, and to win out at Charlotte, it's definitely the biggest win of my career, and not necessarily the biggest purse or whatever, but just the amount of how that race is brought up. It's pretty awesome to go out there and win.
So with World Racing Group and Sika, they got to put on this great big race. Not only this race, you run very well. I watched you at Virginia. What amazed me there is just you and your girlfriend. You're just kind of hanging out, and you run very well. There's not like you have a super cruise, look like funds or anything else. Talk a little bit about your program there.
Yep. Not many people know, but at Virginia, it was just me and my girlfriend up there on practice night. We went up there, and just me and her, like I said, and at the race shop, it's just me and Dad, and not many people know that, but I do set up my own stuff and get to the racetrack, and I make all the calls and all that. Just a two-man team. Me and Dad, it's been like that for the past 4 years of running dirt late models, and I try and do as much as I can with the little amount that I have, and the last couple of races, it's definitely kind of shown itself. So, it's really cool to just win races and run up front with the equipment that I have.
Yeah,
that should make you feel even better about what you've done, what you've accomplished, because didn't you win the World Challenge Championship last year at Virginia Motor Speedway?
Yeah, we ended up winning the Friday night show, the 5,000 to win show last year, and then we went up this year and definitely had a car to win the 15,000 to win race, but a little bit of driver error at the end of the race, and I got a little impatient and hit the fence and just kind of killed my own self. But there's always next year, and there's always another race to go out there and win, and I kind of backed that up at Charlotte. So.
Yeah. You know what was interesting to me? I seen a friend of mine that that I normally wouldn't see at a dirt track. Hanging out with you at Charlotte there, Bonsus, who has been on the asphalt side of things for so long. Talk about having him there a little bit. You know, I thought that was very interesting, paired up together, I should say.
Yeah. Well, not many people know this either, but I've been working for Bond for about 3.5 years now. I started working for him over at KBM, and then now I'm over here working for his own race team now, and he's definitely helped me throughout the past couple of years on my stuff. And as a matter of fact, he's definitely turned my program around, that's for sure. And just to be able to work with him a lot, I mean, the amount of knowledge that's over here, and he's just helped me tremendously throughout the last couple of weeks and really the last couple of years on my stuff.
So you help, which Bonsus he was at KBM for a while. Now he's doing a super late model deal. They have Dalton Sargent. So Dalton needs to kind of watch out here a little bit. You know, maybe they'd throw you in that car, because the other night it was almost like driving on asphalt.
Yeah, that I mean, my background comes from asphalt, so I mean that racetrack the other night kind of suit my style, just being smooth and driving it like an asphalt car. And you know, one thing my dad always said at the racetrack, he always watches you out there, and he was saying, David's out there driving it like an asphalt car. So he's always putting that in my head, trying to be smooth on the wheel and this and that, and going back to my good old days on asphalt and kind of using those skills.
Well, that's something I didn't know. I didn't know that you raced asphalt back in the day. So what brought you to the dirt side?
Well, that was about 4 years ago, and me and a friend of mine, he actually sponsored me on my asphalt stuff, Travis Creech. He wanted to start a dirt team, and we kind of went in together and started our own little deal. And we ran about 13 races and ended up getting my own stuff with just me and Dad. And that's where it all started. You know, before I started going to dirt, I traveled and went to races with Chris Ferguson, and I was like, man, these cars are cool. I want to go race these things. Asphalt looks a little boring right now, so I made the switch to dirt, and it's pretty awesome, I can tell you that.
Yeah, it's something that, and you can relate to this. A lot of people don't understand this, and there's a big super late model asphalt race coming up called Snowball Derby, and you'll go probably test, which is not just like, hey, a couple hours. It's probably 8 hours.
For 3 days.
Then they're there for a week straight, and you have basically, I think, 3 days testing. So the dirt, it's like you went to Charlotte, unloaded, got 2 hot lap runs, and you're racing. You know, it's a whole different atmosphere, and that's what is hard for a lot of the asphalt racers to understand, or even a dirt guy. They go, man, how do they practice all that time? So it's interesting you have both sides. I think it helps a lot. There was a couple customers the other day. I was like, hey, don't be turning right when you're turn left, you know, when you get down in that corner, and it's different. So it's definitely, I think, to your advantage having a multiple background with the dirt side of things.
Yep, you're exactly right.
What's the future? Are you going to stay crate racing? Do you want to continue as a driver or go more towards a crew chief?
Definitely want to continue as a driver, that's for sure. I mean, I've been doing it ever since I was 4 years old and don't plan on stopping anytime soon. But, you know, I'd love to go run supers, but, you know, you got to have money behind you. And that's something we kind of lack right now. And who knows? I mean, something might happen on down the road, but I enjoy going out there and running for my dad and going to race crates on whenever we can. So this year we have one more race scheduled, and that's the Turkey 100, which pays $20,000. So
oh wow,
that would definitely be a good payday. I mean, I felt like I lost $15,000 a couple weeks ago at Virginia Motor, but you know, we got one more shot at the end of this year for $20,000. So.
They with your girlfriend going with you to racetrack all the time. Normally I ask guys this about their wives, but is she one to very vocally voice her opinion on your driving and what you were doing maybe wrong on the racetrack?
I don't know if I need to ask her for information or not. I mean, up at Virginia, she about blew up my four-wheeler, so...
What?
I don't know. Oh, yeah.
What's the deal with that?
She's dangerous on a four-wheeler, I can tell you that.
Oh, my.
But, no, she's a good girl. I mean,
be nice a little bit.
Yeah. She knows her place at the racetrack, and, you know, she'll get in there and take wheel covers off and all that, and she's good help.
Yeah. I was just reverting because my wife always wants. She during the feature she fired me again and then rehired me towards the end. I'm like, I'm just glad we don't have radios because I would not be able to.
That I agree with 100%.
That's why I was curious, because I again, folks, I was really impressed. You weren't parked far from me there at Virginia, and they have all these, the Crate Late Miles, big 15,000 win races. You and your girlfriend. And I thought, well, this is pretty cool here.
Yeah. No.
Is there other?
Awesome. It's awesome to go to races like that, and you park in between big old stackers and all that. And here I am. I mean, you're walking up my trailer, and you can't see anything because it looks like an empty spot. But then you get a little closer, and there it is, just a little small tag along. But
haulers don't
awesome.
win races.
Yeah,
that's right.
What are some of the things? Say you win that $20,000 going into wintertime. Are there things that you go, hey, maybe I'll go down to East Bay or go do something in the winter? Is there something else that you would like to do if the funding is appropriate?
Yeah, definitely. If we go win that $20,000, I think I want to get me a newer Barry Wright. I know his stuff next year is going to be really good, and just can't thank him enough for building such great race cars. My car's been on the rail lately, and just really cool to be able to put his cars up front and show everybody that Longhorn just isn't the dominating car right now.
Yeah, make sure you don't get rid of that old car.
That's right.
That's right.
She works pretty good.
Yeah, you might want to.
Right.
It's probably paid for itself a couple of times now. So
yeah, it has. I'm definitely not going to get rid of it. That's for sure. I love this thing to death.
Mm-hmm. So your dad, he was there, and you talked about his influence with you helping. How much did he have a racing background before? Was he, how did he get you started? How was all that?
Yep. So he used to race go-karts back in the day, and then I always wanted to be like my dad. So when I turned 4 years old, that was my time to shine. So he put me in a go-kart down in Daytona, Florida, and he retired probably 4 years after I started. So and then put all his money into my hands, and then I guess on she wrote.
Yeah. Well, no matter what goes on, you make sure you enjoy your time with your father doing this. I know I always enjoyed it. Ashley talks about her enjoyment, and her dad's stories, the other side, is a little different. But it is a really cool time in your life, getting to spend time with your dad and doing everything. And I'm sure the other day he was really excited in Victory Lane and all the other stuff. How about your mom? Is she a little nervous, or is she right in there with you?
Yeah, Mom, she's a little nervous sometimes, but she was actually up in the suites with my grandpa. He's old, and he probably don't have too many more races watching me, and it's awesome to go out there and win in front of him because I know it means the world to him to go out there and see me out there and win, especially at Charlotte, so close to home. And like I said the other night, I mean, I've been racing out at Charlotte at the summer shootout stuff for 8-10 years now, and to finally win at the dirt track, I mean, it's pretty awesome.
It is. Well, you ride this momentum into that Turkey Derby, all right?
That's right.
Yeah, I'm going to try, that's for sure.
Well, that's good.
I love it. Corey, thank you for joining us today, and best of luck at the Turkey Derby.
All right, I appreciate y'all having me on the show.
Indeed. Thank you.
I know Bond was standing there.
I don't even think it's called the Turkey Derby. I think it's called the Turkey 100.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I just hope he wins. It was a cool deal. I'm telling you, folks, I watch him work. I really probably have a soft spot for drivers that work on their cars and doing stuff.
Sure.
Being that's how I come up. A lot of these guys, they don't even know what the heck a shock or a spring is. They're driving. I'm like, how do you tune your car? But anyways, he's doing good, but I'm sure Bond was just sitting there going, hey, man, we need to get back to work here.
I love it. Well, speaking of a father-son duo, we will speak to Max McLaughlin up next here on Slingin' Dirt, presented by Hercules Tires on MRN.com.
Slingin' Dirt returns in 1 minute on MRN.com.
O'Reilly
A dead battery can leave you stranded, so get yours tested for free during Superstart Battery Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Need a replacement? Purchase a Superstart Extreme or Superstart Platinum battery and get up to $25 in O'Reilly gift cards after a mail-in rebate. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limits apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Dale Jr. here. I wear Wrangler Advanced Comfort Jeans for any occasion. With new styles and great fits, you'll look good and feel comfortable no matter where you are.
Wrangler Advanced Comfort Jeans are designed to keep up with you no matter where you go or what you're doing. They're made with 20% stronger denim and 4-way flex technology that moves with you, so you can go anywhere, look great, and be comfortable all day long.
Wrangler Advanced Comfort Jeans, the most comfortable jeans you will ever wear. Try on a pair today.
Wrangler, be comfortable.
Motor Racing Network has a way for you to reach out and express your thoughts and opinions on NASCAR. It's the MRN Fan Forum Hotline.
Just wondering, what's the first thing you tend to
I was curious about those new rules from what I heard.
Call in 844-4-ASK-MRN. Got a question or comment for a driver or MRN personality? 844-4-ASK-MRN.
You guys keep it on. Let's see you guys next
It's
weekend.
the Fan Forum Hotline, your connection to the sport of NASCAR.
This is Slingin' Dirt on MRN.com. Now back to Ashley and David Stremme.
Welcome back to Slingin' Dirt, presented by Hercules Tires here on MRN. Joining us now is Max McLaughlin. Welcome to the show, Max.
Hi, guys. Thanks for having me.
So, Max, I'm not sure if they've officially crowned you, but this was your first Super Dirt Car season. Have they officially crowned you the Rookie of the Year?
Yeah, not officially, but I'm pretty sure we have it locked up, so it's a pretty cool accomplishment to put on there.
Now, I just remember a year ago, they're like, hey, he's going to make his first Super Dirt Car start here at World Finals, and then it turned into all year. How when you look back, how was your year? Like maybe one of the highest points and then one of the lowest points of your season?
Well, in racing, you're going to have high points and low points for sure, so we came so close to a lot of wins, really, this year. We had a lot of second-place finishes, and actually got beat by Larry White by 0.03 of a second one night, and then, hit a Uke tire leading with 5 to go another night. So, it's been a huge learning year for me, and I'm really glad this opportunity came about, and I've learned a lot this year.
Max, you're not, what do I want to say? You're accustomed to mod racing with the open wheel mods, but how much different is the big block compared to the open wheel modifieds?
I'll tell you, I thought there was going to be some similarities, and there is, but overall it's a different world. These cars are different from anything that I've ever drove, so it's not just been a learning experience driving with, steadier competition. It's just been a whole learning experience overall, learning these cars and just learning overall how to work on these cars compared to working on an Outlaw card or UMP modified. It's just completely different from anything that I've ever done.
I laugh because you've run a UMP mod, but not a lot. And I look at him as what I watched you grow in the Mini Outlaw, which is a wing go-kart that is phenomenal for power and speed versus its weight ratio. And you've really, you got in UMP mod real quick, you got some seat time, everything, then now in your Super Dirt Car. What's plans for next year? You going to be able to get to run the Super Dirt Car again, or are you going to move on to another type of car?
Al Hankey has given me the opportunity to run the Super Dirt Car Series again next year.
That's awesome.
So, that will be our plan for next year. Very thankful for Al, that, everything he's done for me this year, and, hopefully I can stay with him through my whole racing career. But, as far as moving on farther in my career, I'm not really sure where that stands. But, I think if anything else comes about, it will be with Al Hankey. And, if I get any other opportunities, it will be with him in the sport. I have a, strong feeling about that.
That's good.
My goal is just to make a living in racing. I just want to drive a race car. So I'm happy with anything they put me in.
Well, he's a great guy to be associated with, and I'm happy to hear that because next year, heck, you can win the championship next year.
Yeah.
I mean, the way you've run, I feel you got a great season, and it's not like you've been really, my point is you've not really just stuck to one thing. You're very successful at everything, but these boys could be in trouble next year.
I hope so. I hope that's the case.
I love it. Now, your dad, he's always been involved in the racing industry on one side or the other. Did he ever drive a mud bus?
He
did? Okay,
Yeah.
I thought so. I
Syracuse.
just wasn't
Duh.
positive. I wanted to make sure.
Yeah,
So
he did.
how helpful has he been making this transition for you?
He hasn't missed a race. He's been in every race this year. Crew chief. That's what his signed job is this year. So it's a blast traveling with Dad. I'm really thankful that even driving for as big of a team as HBR is, that my dad can play such a big role. It's really awesome. I'm really thankful for that, and he's been a huge help. Not only just driving tips and telling me what I'm doing wrong. He's pretty good at telling me what I do wrong, so he's not afraid to do that. But just having him there helping me work on the car is huge as well.
That's got to be a little bit of a hard role because he plays dad, but yet crew chief too. And do you ever say, "Time out, you're dad right now. We're not at the racetrack. I want to just chill,"
Yeah, we have our points for sure, but I just got to remember he's worked with some of the best in the sport, and he knows what he's doing. So I listen to him, everything he says, and I learn from him a lot.
That's cool. I mean, he definitely, when I've seen him, he's a hands-on guy. I like it because he's very old school on stuff and teaching you that. It's the same way I was just telling Corey, through your whole racing career, and you got obviously a long one in front of you, your time right now that you have with your dad is very special, so make sure you enjoy all of that with it. But you've been away from home here in North Carolina, living up there. Talk about that a little bit and that change.
I have personally not seen home since April. This is the first time I've been in North Carolina since April. So it's nice to be home, but at the same time, I'm ready to go racing again. So, it's awesome that I get to run 3 different types of race cars this week. I ran with you and UMP Modifieds at Charlotte and had a great time doing that, and run the Outlaw Kart tomorrow night at Millbridge, and then World Finals it goes. So it's nice to be home for sure.
So will the off season be spent here in Charlotte, or will you be headed back up north to work on the big block?
I'm sure we'll be heading back up north to work on the big block. I don't get to see my family and my mom as much as I would like to, so I'm definitely going to spend some time back in North Carolina with my mom and my family, and spend some quality time with them. But I'm sure I'll be making my rounds back and forth to go up there and build some race cars.
How's it been with your teammates there at HBR? Through this season, not only I know your dad's in there helping you, but how much have they helped you through your transition into this big block car?
It's incredible. Jimmy Phelps, Peter Britton, and even Dave Blaney. Dave's not there all the time with us, but when he is there, he's a huge help. Peter Britton came on board and this year with HBR, and he's been a huge help to me as well. Peter builds my shocks on my car, and Jimmy builds shocks sometimes too. But I feel like me and Peter Britton especially have a really close relationship. He's kind of like an older brother to me. So we relay stuff a lot, and same with Jimmy, we relay stuff a lot too. So overall, they've been a huge help to me this year.
Has there been somebody besides in your camp that you've been able to grow a close relationship with that's maybe helped you driving and doing stuff on the tour?
When I first came to HBR, Matt Shepard was a teammate to me last year.
Mm-hmm.
So, Matt's always a great guy to talk to. He's on top of his game right now. We're kind of all chasing a 9 car at this point. But Matt Shepard and Stuart Friesen has been a help to me as well. A lot of those guys in that series, you can go right up to them, talk to them, and they're going to tell you straight up, and that's really cool.
That's a big
That'll
thing.
change when you start beating them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, goodness gracious.
That'll be this weekend.
Yeah, I hope so.
What do you think? Is there anything you're going to be able to take? Maybe track conditions, anything of running last weekend to this weekend?
Oh, for sure. I think, running last year at World Finals and, the track we had this past weekend was 2 different worlds. As we saw the track rubber up at the end, and it definitely did not even get close to rubbering up last year. So I think I learned a lot this weekend racing the UMP Modified, and hopefully that'll lay over into this weekend.
Yeah, I'm curious to see because a couple of my friends in the Super Dirt car when we were at Sharon watching or racing there too, they were like, man, we've been to like 5-6 places and it rubbers up. And I'm curious to see how the big block cars, obviously what conditions they give you, but how they'll react throughout the night.
Yes, for sure. When the track rubbers up, our cars become pretty locked down like anything, but it produces basically one groove racing. So, if you could see that coming and kind of tune your car towards it, I think it'll be a big help at the end of the night.
You know what I thought was neat? I think it was a couple years ago. You were with us, or with me, I should say, honey. That they had a day race, and I remember. I think Phelps won this, but there's everybody blowing tires, and Phelps just happened to change a tire early enough, drove back through the field, and I actually thought that was quite entertaining. I know maybe not from a competitor side, but did you have anything like that this year, or was the Super Dirt Car Week like that up at Oswego?
We did have some races like that this year. Two tracks that I can think of at the top of my mind when you say that are Williams Grove and 5 Mile Point.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of saving tires at the beginning of Williams Grove because it rubbered up right off the bat. We had to put a hard tire on, and I could feel the tire going away early. So, the last 25 laps, I was sitting in 16th place, and we got a top 10 out of it just from blowing tires. And it's kind of the same deal that happened at 5 Mile Point. Me and Brett Hearn were basically together the whole race, running 9th and 10th, and we ended up in the top 5 with the last 15 laps. So that was huge, and I think it'll maybe a factor this weekend as well.
That's awesome when you can say you were battling it out with Brett Hearn for sure. Now, when you're not running this Super Dirt Car Series during the week, what are you calling your home track on the weekend?
My home track this weekend was Brewerton Speedway. But, if Weed Sport Speedway raced every week, weekly, that probably would be my home track because I actually am staying at Weed Sport Speedway. I basically live in the Toter home there, so, work late nights and then crash in the Toter home. So it's pretty cool. I love doing that. I love grown a lot this year not only as a racer, but working on the race cars. I feel like HBR has taught me a lot about working on my car, and, I can I can set up my own car now, and I think that's huge as a race car driver to know what you have under you and know what changes you need to make, to the car or to the track, and I think that is huge.
Well, knowing your dad, there was
That's
a
important.
point where you were gonna. That's what I like about him. He's an old school kind of guy, and he's like, "Hey, you're gonna learn this." So, do you ever? Is there a part in your relationship with your dad / crew chief where you're like, "Dad, I really want this in the car. We did this before," and you kind of have to prove to him that you are gaining that experience and knowing your car.
All the time, for sure. We take notes a lot. Dad's huge on taking notes. I haven't been big on it until this year. Taking notes after every race is huge. I really need to get better on that. Really do. And Dad worked with Joey Logano, and I actually sat down at dinner with Joey last night and asked him if he's taking notes, and he still takes notes to this day. So that's a huge part of the race, and just being able to go back to a track that you've been to before and looking at those notes, you just have a kind of an edge on the competitors as well.
Very huge. I mean, it's even. I think even having a note of not just setups, driving, whether just any kind of little thing that experience is invaluable when you go back there.
Oh yes, for sure. Yeah, bumps in the track. Where you were and one lap to another, or your fastest lap was, and where you could pass cars. Anything like that's valuable when you go back to a place you've never been to.
Sure.
Love it.
Well, good luck to you this weekend for sure. And
thank you.
Hopefully you can pull that thing in victory lane. I know it'd be cool with all your family and friends here.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I'd love to win the hometown.
Love it. Well, good luck this weekend, Max. Thanks for being on the show. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thanks for having me, guys.
Absolutely.
Yep. It's
So I don't remember his dad from those days. I thought
Magic
I
Shoes.
don't. I'm
He
sorry.
raced a lot of different
I just
stuff.
remember him from the asphalt world. That's why I wasn't sure.
He was, and I say this all the time, a racer's a racer. They'll drive anything.
Indeed.
My thing is, speaking of racers, it's going to be interesting to see what Smoke does next year. What he gets in. I think most of the time it'd be a sprint car, but I'm looking forward to that schedule he's penciling in right now on where he's going to be.
It's going to be pretty insane. I can guarantee you that much.
He's going to
be here, there, here, over here.
I'm not speaking for him, but it'll definitely be probably one of his most fun seasons.
Oh, indeed. We all know that.
Yeah. I mean, I remember him telling me the story of him sleeping in the back of his Mazda at Salem from driving down from, I think it was up somewhere in Wisconsin, and going to run Salem. And, I mean, I don't think he'll be sleeping in no Mazda. But
no, definitely not. But he'll be sleeping in a toter
But
home
it's interesting.
Sure,
some guys closing the season on a high note, really looking for next season, some unknowns. And I think this weekend is a cap off of the late models, sprint cars, modifieds. I know you look forward to sprint cars. It'll be fun to watch. I love watching like shots in the late model.
Oh.
In the late model, folks.
I'm excited to see that as
because this man, they obviously he's good in a sprint car, but he is good in the late model, and I predict he will be very strong in the late model. So.
I wonder if him and Tony will be doing some racing together.
Oh, I'm sure of it. I'm almost
in
positive.
The late models.
No, I'm almost positive they will be. But
indeed,
I think that it's going to be interesting. I'm curious to see how the 5 show up, if they show up, whatever, since everything's been dropped of the lawsuit and stuff. And I think it's great for the fans. Fans get to see Owens, everybody, Bloomer, all the guys. But it's a big stage being set up this weekend. So if you didn't have plans, make sure you come because I am telling you it's well worth it.
And if you're coming, pack your entire closet. Because it's going to be like 75 to 80 during the day, and it's going to be like 35, 40
Coming from
night.
a woman again.
That's right, absolutely.
What are you taking, 3 pairs of shoes to the track?
Indeed, you know it, at least. Well, The season is rolling down. We thank you for joining us. Dirt Track World Championship this weekend in Charlotte.
Be there.
Bit here. Be there. What he
It's
said.
not matter. It's be there.
And if not, be there next year. Thanks for joining us here on Slingin' Dirt, presented by Hercules Tires.
This has been Slingin' Dirt with Ashley and David Strimmy. Listen every Tuesday at 11 Eastern on MRN.com for more news, interviews, and opinion from dirt tracks all over America. Slingin' Dirt is a production of the Motor Racing Network. All rights reserved.